Hi, and welcome to Mindful Mondays with Carrie. Today, in order to offer you a resource to help support you in your reparenting journey, I wanted to offer you a meditation. So this is for reparenting. Anytime you might feel a strong emotion or stress, anxiety, or if your inner critic has been particularly loud, or if you just want to connect with yourself, you can try this meditation. I suggest doing it in a place where you can minimize your distractions, any distractions that might come. And yeah, don't do this while driving or operating heavy machinery. My little CYA. Go ahead and get comfortable. You might, if you are watching this, you might find that I close my eyes a lot just as I go through it. Normally I do this with clients who are in front of me, so I'm able to kind of pace and know exactly what we're working with and what pace they're going at. Obviously, I don't know what is going on for you or what the pace is. So I hope it brings you benefit, whatever it is that's coming up for you. Okay, so go ahead and get into a relaxed position. If it helps, I think I mentioned it before, I often like putting my hand on my heart space and my belly. If that feels good for you, you can go ahead and do that, or you can just have your arms by your side, or whatever is comfortable. And go ahead and take a nice big deep breath in through your nose and out. And with mindful awareness, I want you to get clear on what part of you is coming up right now. Is there an emotion or a message from the inner critic that's particularly present for you right now? Or a situation that you find yourself ruminating about? But just kind of get clear on that. And I want you to scan your body and see if you notice any particular sensation grabbing your attention. Just going from the top of your head, your cheeks and your jaw, your neck, your throat, your shoulders, all the way down your arms to your fingertips, down your chest, and your stomach, your upper back, all the way down to your lower back, your hips, your pelvic region, your thighs, all the way down your lower legs. And notice if there were any particular sensation that grabbed your attention. And I want you to breathe into that space. There might be more than one space, and that's okay too. I might choose the one that seems the biggest or the strongest. And focus on that as you breathe into that space. It may also help to put your hand wherever that sensation is. If that works for you, go ahead and put your hand to where you feel this in your body and breathe. I'm going to ask some questions that might seem odd, and you don't get to be wrong. There are no wrong answers, and if there is no answer, that is okay too. When I ask you about the sensation that you feel, what shape is it? And what color is it? Could also be clear or translucent or iridescent. Does it have a texture? Perhaps it's prickly or amoeba-like, or squishy or sticky or tar-like or anything else. Again, there's no wrong answer here. Is there movement? Is there a sound? Keep breathing into this space as you get this energetic sense of this part. Now you can let that go, and I'll ask that you ask this part, how old are you? Again, you don't get to be wrong here. There's no right or wrong answer. A number might just come to your mind. For me, I often have an ish, like 6-ish or around 10-ish. And introduce yourselves using your name, your full name, your age, and today's date, whatever that is. So for me, it would be, hi, I'm Carrie Sensenik, and I'm 48, and today is, I don't even know today's date, whatever the date is. If you don't know the date, you can say it's May 2024, whatever it might be. Say hello. Now this part may be eager to get to know you or to cuddle up next to you, or it might be hesitant. It might be off in the corner just peering out and not really wanting to get to know you. And there's no right or wrong. Everything is okay here. Ask this part, what are you afraid of? Or what are you protecting me from? And see if it has anything to share with you. Ask if there's anything else that it wants you to know. Really doing your best to hear everything it has to share with you, as you would a child or a friend of yours. Let it know, I want to hear what's important to you. Ask, what do you need? What do you want? What do you need or want? And let it know that you've heard them. I hear you. I'm right with you. If you have a sense of what it's communicating, but you're not sure, go ahead and share what it is you think you hear and ask if you got it right. Again, these parts, they want to be seen, heard, and understood. Okay. So checking out what you think you hear to be sure that you understand. And ask if there's anything else it wants to share with you right now. And what's important, as with any relationship, that you want to build trust. So you don't want to make any commitments that you're not going to follow through on. Okay? So this part of you might want you to check in with it more often. Okay? You can check in easily and quickly, like tucking a child in at bedtime. So when you go to sleep, you might say goodnight and kind of give yourself a hug, giving this inner child a hug as you go off to sleep or when you wake up. It might be to really give yourself a moment of true eye contact when you look in the mirror, to say, I'm right here and I got your back. It might be to do a journal check-in once a day to really acknowledge yourself for how you're showing up. But if these things aren't things that you're going to do, then I don't want you to make those promises. So don't overcommit and really follow through with whatever you tell this part of you that you're going to do. If it's asking for anything and if you agree to do it. It might be asking for you to be more loving, perhaps. Perhaps it needs more, maybe feeling really lonely, needs you to show up more often. So perhaps to do a weekly play date with yourself, as I mentioned in a previous episode. So see if there's anything else it wants to share with you. Perhaps it just wants you to sit with it, to know that it's not all alone anymore. Sometimes simply being present to ourselves in this way is all this part wants, especially at the beginning. Just wants to know it's not all alone. Perhaps it needs to hear from their wise parent. Okay. Perhaps hearing, I am enough. You are enough is what it needs. And let it know anything else that you feel comfortable sharing with this part, keeping in mind using a quality and tone as you would a wise parent to an adorable, precious, lovable, amazing child. Use that voice as you talk to this part. If that feels out of reach, you can also talk to this part as you would a friend. Oftentimes we're experts in compassion for others, And it's simply a practice to offer it to ourselves. And let this part know that you're going to be saying goodbye. You may have agreed to check in later. And let this part know too that it can go anywhere it would like. So this part can stay with you. It can kind of merge into your heart space, for example, or anywhere else in your body. Or perhaps, perhaps it was in a dark place and it doesn't want to go back there. Perhaps it's really afraid. But perhaps it wants to be in the tree or at the beach or at a playground or with friends. So you can take this part to wherever imaginary safe place, and it can stay there as well. And you can say goodbye however you want, if that's an embrace, if it's a hug, if it's a, perhaps they're already off in the, in the playground with their friends. And I want you to take a breath and come back into your body. Take a nice big deep breath. And I want you to check back in to the body where you felt the sensation at the start of this meditation. And I want you to check back in to see if it's shifted at all. The sensation has changed, or the size, the color, texture, movement, sound. If any of it has changed, just notice. Perhaps it's moved. Take a couple more breaths into that place. And when you're ready, I invite you to gently blink your eyes open and come back to right here, right now. And that is a reparenting meditation, a parts work meditation. And you can do this again anytime you're dealing with a challenging situation or an uncomfortable emotion or that inner critic. Anytime you just want to connect with yourself, okay? I hope this was beneficial. And let's see. If you're looking for a partner to journey with you through reparenting, if this is something that you can see you might need in your life, but perhaps need a witness or partner along the journey, please reach out to me, Carrie Sensenik at willowholisticcenter.com. You can schedule a consultation there, or call the office, or shoot me an email. And we could have a consultation and see how we might be able to work together. Or I could refer you to somebody else, whatever works for you. And again, thank you so much for joining me along this series of reparenting, something that I find just so much. I'm kind of at a loss for words right now. Just something I feel very passionate about, and I hope it's been of benefit to you as we've gone through these several weeks together on reparenting. I hope you have a mindful week. Thank you so much.